Welcome back to the channel, fam. Welcome back to the channel. This is Brian, the introverted marketer. It ain't hard to tell, it's simple. Now, listen, family, we tapping back in with AppSumo, and today we're gonna be talking about Fliplink.me. Now, I know what you're thinking. Didn't you just cover a tool that offered flipbook-like capabilities? And that is certainly true, family. But if you notice, in these recent testings, I've been testing out tier ones of tools. Some tools I've gone on to upgrade to higher tiers, but really what I want to show you all is tier ones for these lifetime deals and what they actually offer. You see this one costs significantly more because flip booklets cost $59, right? And we can actually go and verify that. It costs $59, and for $59 you get unlimited books, 50 megabyte books per size, SEO title and description, QR codes, enhanced delivery. With this, you're paying $129. It definitely has a certain appeal. You can see how these images are looking, and we're going to test everything out. So it definitely looks gorgeous. But for your tier one, you only get 100 flip books. You get a higher limit of 150 megabytes per PDF. You get more backgrounds, email verification leads, unlimited CNAME. You can share your flipbooks to specific emails, advanced analytics, and API access. So really, it's just about having options. I personally would go with flip booklets because it's unlimited. Even though if I was just going to go for like a tier one plan, like from a solopreneur on a budget, and it's just flipbooks is something that I need for my workflow, for my business, for lead captures, I would just go with tier one on flip booklets. But I want to show you another option because it does look pretty interesting. They do have animated backgrounds and things like that. And honestly, it's really about your taste with your business, how polished you want to be. I'm all about just unpolished and keeping things raw and real. If you watch my videos, I don't edit them at all. That means all my mistakes and things like that, it's going to be evident in the video. And I may lose some subscribers or I may not gain subscribers, but the point is I'm being myself and giving you my honest and genuine thoughts every single time. So we see it has up to 10 codes. And even at 10 codes, you don't get unlimited flip books. You get 1,000 flip books and you're paying $1,000 for that. So that's just something to keep in mind. They've been around since 2022. And people are saying it's a game changer. But on AppSumo, people are here for different reasons. Give me 1 second, family. Sorry about that. Seat cleaner was doing this thing. So different business owners and things like that. I'm not going to assume anybody's place in this. I'm just going to give you my opinions on it as if everybody's just a beginning, just learning about these things. So here's what's featured in all the plans. Password protection, lead capture, call to action, advanced settings you can embed in website, which is necessary. Background music, auto flip, payment gateway, which is something that Flip Booklets doesn't offer. You can purchase flipbooks after X number of pages, so I assume that you can gatekeep. Like, hey, if you want to keep reading, you need to buy, which is a nice little ad right there. And I don't see where the deal terms are. So right here, so lifetime access, all future plan updates. So let's just go ahead and head to the website actually. So here we are on the website, and you know I'm already loving this. They advertise the AppSumo deal, so they're encouraging you to go out there and get a lifetime deal while they have it. But they also say you can try it for free. So if you don't want to rely on AppSumo, purchase the actual product and wait to get a refund back to your bank or your preferred way of getting a refund, you can go ahead and try it out for free, a free trial. I'm a tier one kind of person with these reviews. I test them out, and then if I think that they may suit me in my business, whether for the short term or the long, I may keep the product or invest in higher tiers. So I can already tell the difference is in the backgrounds. So they really make it very up there. their differentiator is the appeal. You can have like different backgrounds. So I can understand how for certain audiences that can be appealing. You can customize your call to action buttons. Of course, you could generate leads. Everything could be used as a lead magnet. You can get email notifications, custom language settings, track and analyze, and of course, custom branding for all my folks out there that are very big on branding and putting their brand out there. You get that, and I believe you actually get that on tier one or plan one, because it seems the only thing that changes from each plan is the amount of flip books, which is actually pretty awesome. They don't really gatekeep anything, so that's just something to keep in mind. Okay, and of course, they use AppSumo reviews, but let's actually look at their individual pricing. So, actually, on their website, you do get the free trial if you wish, and that includes 2 flip books, and no credit card is required. And then you have the starter plan, the monthly plan, and the enterprise plan. And even for subscriptions, you don't get unlimited flip books. It's just they're not doing that. But pretty much you get everything with the AppSumo plan that they offer here. Pretty much if you was going to pay monthly, the professional plan is what, the advanced sharing, the email verification is what you're looking for. And then the C name. Of course, we can go with the TOS. And just check that out real quick. Can you explain the terms and conditions to me as if my IQ was 80, please? Shout out Paraspeech. And of course, we're tapped in with Atlas. Okay. All right. So the free plan has limits. Paid plan unlocks more features. Payments are by credit card, PayPal. So on the monthly plans, you don't do no refund. So make sure if you want to tap in with them, you go with AppSumo. You own your uploaded content. They own the platform. Okay. Don't try to copy or break the software. Don't upload illegal stuff. They do not guarantee, of course, sales, traffic, income. That's all dependent on you. They just provide the platform. They promise a 98% uptime. So any outages or things beyond their control, they say it's not their fault. Show ads in their site. You can cancel your account at any time. They could delete your account if you break the rules. Don't pay. You upload illegal content. So just make sure that when you're using the site, you're just following the actual terms and conditions, because there's the terms and conditions with AppSumo, and then there's the terms and condition when you're using any SaaS software itself. So nothing big here. This is mostly applicable if you're doing a monthly plan in terms of the refunds and things like that. But the overall rule is don't try to do anything illegal. Right? So, and also they are based in the EU. So the EU has a different way of operating and how they do things over there. So with that actually being said, we can go ahead and tap in, and you can see that I am on tier 1, and I am allotted 100 flip books, which is what is available to me for being on plan 1. And you can see I just picked this up today. Unlimited C names, advanced sharing, lead email verification, yes indeed. Lifetime deal individual. So let's head back. And this is the ebook that I actually created in ebook writer, the PDF. And you've seen that I did a video on this yesterday, or rather on Saturday. So the release of this video will be Sunday. So pretty much all this really is just, and we can actually turn it to volume so you can hear it. Everything all just sounds the same when you flip the ebook. Flip the pages, you can download, you can expand it, you can zoom in, zoom out, you can bookmark. Here you can actually just change the title. You can add a description, a custom URL if you want that. They also have branding features. For the background image, they have some images here. You can also, they have animated skins. If you, this is just more for so visual appeal. I see why it may cost more because of this. It just looks visually pleasing. But you also go do your own custom background. You change the image if you wish. I don't think I have anything here. Give me 1 second. Let me find something. Okay, so I just put my logo. But you can also use a color as a background if you wish. Let's say you just wanted a black background, you could do that. Or if I wanted my logo as a background, that works as well. But I would like say that my favorite so far has been the animated background. So they definitely get points for this because it just looks awesome, in my opinion. In addition, you can put your logo. So let me just find my logo. The video ended a bit prematurely right there, but I did manage to find a banner right here, and I think that's gonna work. And I have it will redirect rather to my website when people click on it. So we'll select OK. So that actually works, and we have everything here. Here you can add music, which is awesome actually. Atlas is, that's the thing with Atlas. Everything is so zoomed in, you can't see everything. But I just want you to hear the music. And you have the option actually to play it in loops. But you can also mute the music if you don't want music. And you can actually upload your own music. Wow, I'm actually impressed with this. I'm impressed with that. So if you do anything with like Suno or any other kind of music that you have of your own, whether it's AI music or if it's your own music that you make for yourself, you can upload your own custom tracks and really. So now that I'm actually actively evaluating this, it certainly wins over Flickbooklets in terms of customizations, features that you get from Plan 1. Like, this is absolutely outstanding, in my opinion. So you have the option here where you can auto flip on play, and you can change the seconds, like how long it'll, 7 seconds. So let's say we want 7 seconds or 10 seconds. We could just leave it like that. But at the end of the day, you can always stop it if you wish. And keep that right there. You have start and end buttons, right? So we want to keep that there. We can add search, and we can enable, disable the download. So really the controls here is, you really have a lot of controls. So that's pretty awesome. So for privacy, you can make it public, you can password protect it, you can have it so where it's not going to be indexed by any search engine. So we just leave it public for now. This is a demonstration video. So you can enable sale, easily sell your documents by configuring the payment gateway. So let's say you do this, or you need to map the scene name to use that feature. But you can enable the lead capture. And here you can just pretty much set up however you want in terms of if you want the name, the email, phone, company. Let's just say we want a name and an email. And we can just leave everything generic right here. In this, we're not trying to really personalize it. We're just trying to show the actual functions. And of course, you can enable a custom policy, a custom privacy policy. which is awesome. And then you would just put your own privacy policy here, which give me a second so I can actually find that link. All right, so we put our link here. We can enable the custom policy and will redirect here. We have our disclaimer text and we select OK. So we want a name, we want email, and you can put custom fields. We have the lead title right here. Custom privacy policy is made available right here. 1 second, family. Okay. So emails allowed, allow skip, absolutely not. Verify email, yes, we want that. And upload preview PDF. So let's just see. 1 second. All right, so we got our PDF. We can go ahead and upload the PDF and they get the preview. So that looks pretty good. Call to action button, hide in preview PDF. Okay. Learn more about digital marketing today. All right. And we could just put HTTPS the introverted marketer dot online. So that pretty much covers most of everything. So we don't have to type everything out for the sake of time. And then we have that there. We can leave a button like that. They even have voice assistant. Huh. Voice assistant uses first 50,000 characters of the book, around 10,000 words. So use voice assistant button to guide. Wow, this is wow. So this is interesting. So I wonder if you need an API key for this. So they do have instructions right here, which you can actually customize. So you do need the API key for this. So I do, we're gonna actually just test out the actual flipbook features and all the other regular stuff. Because adding the API key, we could do that, but is that really necessary? Just to test things out. You see, we have our logo or branding right here. They can click that and it's going to take them rather to the website. But let me just see how this looks right here. Just 1 second, family. So just for demonstration purposes, I tapped in over the OpenAI real quick fast just to test it out with the API key. So I plugged that in and once it was able to read it, we have OpenAI pop up as a browser, well, as an AI provider. So I just want to hear how their voice assistant sounds. I don't know why it didn't start. It just kind of just took me to over here. So maybe we actually need to preview it first. But I don't hear the voice assistant. So I'm not sure why it did that. It does give us some options over here that are interesting, just like the embed, clickable image and download. You can set the expiration. You can save as a template. We can replace the PDF. So really, it's a lot of customization here. I see why the actual higher price is justified. And we haven't even tapped in with the scene name. So it's really just a lot of quality going into this, actually. So we see this right here. This is our call to action. And it will take us to the website. Same thing here. Both these will take the user to the website. But I'm wondering why it's not starting the voice assistant. That's a curious thing. I hope I can troubleshoot that while we're doing this video. So we have this here, but let's go ahead and continue with the settings. So for the layout, you have only 2 pages available. For the cover type, it's only paperback available, and you have regular and you have thick. Let's just go with thick. And the mouse scroll behavior is to zoom or flip. Well, that was an accident right there. We'll just head back. So we can change it to zoom or flip with the mouse scroll behavior. So we'll head back into the settings. That's fine. Right to left, no, we going left to right. Send email on view. We can have that right there. Email's already in there, and you can choose the language. So you have the password page. It already has some things in here. Predetermined. This is a private flipbook. To view it, please enter a password. Email verification. Okay. So this stuff is already set up for the password page, lead capture, and email verification. You definitely want to make sure people are double opting in to make sure that they legitimately are doing it. And of course, you can choose to share socials if you want that. They have Facebook, which I'm on, but I don't use. They have X, which I'm on, but I'm not really active on there like I would like. Really, only thing I would want is email. You can email, so you can have that there if you wish. And then, of course, for analytics, you can put in your Pixel IDs for Facebook, Google Analytics, and Google Tag. And for email templates, you can completely customize it here. They give you a bunch of options, different font types, and these are the sizes. So we can just leave that there. And I wonder if that stays here. So they have different templates for new lead, for new view, and also for new sale. But we haven't set up the sale part just yet. And for automation, all my folks, Pabbly's and things of that nature, Google Sheets. This area will be here for you. But other than that, I'm still wondering why it says free trial. We can actually save our progress thus far, right? And it shows that we have one view, which is us. We can preview it. We can go in and edit it. We can actually share it, when we can actually embed it. So here we have the code, and then it offers for domain restrictions to only allow to embed on the following websites. So we only wanted to embed on our main website. The introverted marketer.online. Okay, so don't do that. Pair of speech must have pressed enter. So we'll just type it out by hand. And we can save that. We can copy this. And then we have our embed. So we can always replace the PDF. We can always create a duplicate if we want. We can view the analytics. View sales. Clickable image. And wonder what this is. Okay, so copy and paste. Okay. So this isn't probably something that I would need. But I do want to test out the embed. But if I wanted to show it as a as an image on my website, a flipbook, I could use this. But I probably would just, if I'm using this, push the audience to the link to check out the PDF. So I'm actually going to go ahead and embed this on the website and see how it looks. So stand by, family. So here we are on the actual website. I set up this demo page to just host the embed. Brian. Brian. Brian at the introvertedmarketer.online. So just put my own email. Of course, it will redirect to my privacy policy. If they want to read that, they can click this link here. But other than that, they can go ahead and hit submit. And I'll just be right back. So we got into the email, and you can see right there, 4190 is the email. And I kind of like these things right here to just double verify that it's not a spam email. So they definitely get big points for that, right? But I don't see the flipbook here. And the voice assistant is not working. The link is working, but the flipbook is not working, and you see the advertisement here. So I'm wondering if there was something wrong that we did here when we was creating our actual flipbook. So I'm gonna go back into edit and just take a look at things. Because everything seems to be pretty fine here. See, I don't want to do this again because pretty much I'll just be entering my email address to get access to the same flipbook that I already embedded on the website. So everything is pretty much saved. So I do want to understand what the actual issue is with the embed. So I like how it says invalid email, so you can't just put anything in here. So before I do all that, I just want to make sure everything is on the up and up. So we'll just do it here and see if what the issue may be. Because while we're modifying it, it looks great, but on the embed, it doesn't work out well. So let's just go ahead and do that. We'll tap in with the email and we'll come right back. Okay, one thing to note, and it kind of happened when I wasn't recording. If there's an issue with the email, you don't receive the OTP code, you just kind of have to just refresh the page and try again. So we see here that it works perfectly fine. Testing it out, I mean, I like the look of this. I don't recall the wooden background being what I selected, but that's fine. And you can see it automatically turns. And then I don't hear the voice assistant here.
Oh, sorry about that. I'm here to help. Let me know what you'd like to know about the book, and I'll give you all the details you need. What are you curious about?
Can you tell me what this book is about, please?
Of course. The book is a beginner's guide to using a tool called eBook Writer AI. It walks you through how to quickly create ebooks using artificial intelligence. It explains what the tool is, why it's useful for speeding up ebook creation, and how you don't need prior writing or design experience to use it. It also covers how the tool uses a credit system to generate content and how you connect it to an OpenAI API key to access the AI's capabilities. Then it guides you step by step through creating your first ebook, from selecting a topic to generating a draft and customizing the content. Finally, it talks about editing, adding images, and choosing formats like PDF or EPUB. There's also info on publishing your ebook using platforms like Amazon Kindle Direct Publishing, or selling it on Gumroad or your own website.
So I know I said originally that Flipbooklets wins for simplicity and price, but the added optional feature of a voice assistant, and I just put in my OpenAI API key, definitely enhances the overall appeal of this tool. It goes from a premium looking product where if you see the edges and everything looking nice and bulky and visually appealing to having a voice assistant where if someone doesn't want to read or they want to get a summary or they just want someone to talk to them about the ebook, this immensely, in my opinion, increases the overall value of this tool, justifying the $129 buy-in. But none of that matters if we can't get it to work on the actual website. So let's go ahead and submit. And we'll go over here. Okay. And we'll paste it in. It will verify. So the embed is having a bit of an issue. I don't know what it is. It's not loading on my website. It could be an issue with the code. So that is a bit concerning as I don't understand what the issue is. So we see here that if we give it a standalone link, it'll work. But for people that want to embed this on their website, send people directly to their website, to have people on their website for whatever reason, that's something that they want. So it might be something that I did wrong. I'm not sure. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to troubleshoot this in the background and see if I can get it fixed, just so we can see visually the embed working. Because outside of the embed not working right now, this tool is definitely up there in my opinion, family, especially with that added voice assistant. So stand by. I'm going to troubleshoot this and I'll get right back to you. Sorry about that, family. I actually figured out what the issue was. So if we go back here, I just changed the domain restriction, and lo and behold, it just popped up. So now we're actually good to go. And we can start the voice assistant, can we? Oh, so it's not working here. So we do want to see how we can get it to work on the actual website. Otherwise, everything else works. I know I do have to allow permissions. So I'm going to actually go ahead and try it again because it's kind of, well, I'm not going to say it's useless without the voice assistant because it's an extra feature, but I just want to demonstrate for you live and direct that the voice assistant does work, whether you use the link or whether you use the embed on your website. So stand by while I do everything again and we'll go from there. Okay, family. For some reason, the voice assistant is not working on the embed. I'm not sure if it's something that I'm doing wrong. I've tried to enable the actual browser to ask for permission, for microphone, everything. I put it to allow specifically for this page, and it's just not working with the embed. So that's a bit of a downer right there. But it might just be something I could troubleshoot in the background on my own, or maybe email the developers about. But it really is just a cool feature. It's not an unnecessary feature because the flipbook is the main thing that people are here for. If I found that that didn't work during testing, I would just disable it because the main draw is the actual flipbook, and then you have the visual background, being able to embed it, being able to autoplay it, certain things. One thing to note, when the users do refresh the page for any reason, if it hangs, they will have to enter the email again, and that's just something you need to consider. We have the actual views here, and it's kind of changed a lot because I've been kind of doing a lot during my testing. So there's that. But what is my overall thoughts about this tool? You see right here we have the embed. And of course I forgot to show you actually with share, you do get the QR code and you could download it and offline. So really you get a lot of things here. So what is my overall thoughts about this tool? Plan one is a go. It's just you get so much up to 150 megabyte limit per PDF, hundreds of different backgrounds. You get 100 flip books. That's 100 items that you can either sell or use as a lead capture. I know I didn't demonstrate the lead capture or rather the feature that enables you to charge, but that is a feature unique to them over Flick booklets, in addition to the voice assistant and things of that nature. So they definitely have significant advantages. What Flip booklets actually differs is that it's unlimited, even though you don't have all these features. If all you care about is just having unlimited flip books and you don't care too much about having fully polished, definitely flip booklets is the one I would recommend. But if you care about the glitz and the glamour, the polish, the backgrounds, the more customizations, the C name, being able to integrate things like Stripe and things like that, then this is definitely the tool I would recommend. It definitely gets 2 thumbs up for me for all the awesome features it has. So for those of you that really care about customization to that level, they definitely have that there for you. So if you're interested in fliplink.me, there'll be a link in the description below for you to check it out. And with that being said, I'm going to end the video right here. And this is Brian, the introverted marketer, and it ain't hard to tell. It's simple. I'm going to catch you on the next video, fam. Peace.